Welcome, everyone. Good to see you guys here. If someone could give me a thumbs up, just make sure that you guys can hear me. Amazing. Thanks, Hanya. Let's dive in. I'm going to be here with you today, and Aela might be joining us in later during the meditation part when we dive into the timeline portal. But I want to dive in and really get started with a bit of a workshop and an exploration into how we can shape our timelines for the coming year. And I want to share just a little bit of information about our holiday season, some of the things that have been shifted around, and why today is significant. Obviously, we all know today is the solstice. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of the next cycle, right? And so what I want to explore with you guys is something that I learned about the solstices and the equinoxes, and particularly the winter solstice and our holidays. Of course, you all know Christmas falls on the 25th, and then we have the New Year's happening on the 1st, a few days later, right? And something very interesting is it's not lined up with the solstice. And I used to ask myself why. Like, it kind of makes sense. Like, why wouldn't we line it up with the solstice? But essentially, there's a portal of energy happening here over a course of a couple of days, particularly the last 3 days leading up to the 21st and the following 3 days. And so during that time period, the thing to do with our energy is to lean into that energy, cultivate the vision and the energy of what we want to create in the coming year, and gratitude over what has been over the last year. And then celebrate that gratitude and the future vision with people who are also celebrating creating similar things. And our celebrations of the holidays were shifted away from what used to be the celebration of Yule, which would have begun 3 days ago, shifted forwards to begin on the 25th after the portal closed, and then to go through the 1st well after the portal closed. So they have everyone getting together with their families, celebrating, our loved ones and being together, all the great things that come with any kind of a celebration. All that energy is taking place after the portal closes. So that's why we're meeting here tonight, is to meet at the peak of the solstice portal and cultivate a very intentional energy of gratitude over the last year, how far we've come, and a projection of our energy into the coming timeline in 2025. Put a 1 in the chat, everybody that got a copy of the workbook from the event page. Download it. I made a little workbook for you guys to reflect on the energy of the last year and to reflect on the energy you want to create in the coming seasons. Put a 2 in the chat if you've completed the workbook. If you've gone through it, you already did some of those exercises. Put a 3 in the chat if you haven't done it yet, but you're going to do it right after this meditation, okay? If you haven't done it yet, that's okay. Take what we do here and go into the workbook in your own time afterwards. If you've already done it, spend some more time reflecting on those kinds of ideas afterwards, and let anything that comes up through this meditation and our time together here tonight or this afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world, guiding your process as you move into the new year. And I want to go through a bit of a exercise right here on the call with all of you. And we're going to start this off by having everyone put in the chat just 1 to 3 things that you are super thankful for, you're super grateful for over this last year. Before you go write those down, I want to hone in on a few characteristics of what I think would be really beneficial to cultivate the energy for this portal session. Look for the things in your life that relate to you transforming into a more expanded, greater version of yourself, rather than things that happened to you or external accomplishments. How have you become more of who you actually are? How have you become a more authentic person? How have you grown? How have you expanded? How have you sharpened your skills? Let's take a moment together, really relax into that kind of thinking, a self-congratulatory thinking Put them in the chat, and let's all celebrate each other's success over this last year. From the small things to the big things, where have you grown? Kelly says she has a new understanding of unity. That's beautiful. Amber is talking about her awakening. Dawn is leaning into her willingness to reopen her mission. Alex says the connection with family and soul family and the great mystery of the universe. Beautiful. Finding purpose. No longer shoving yourself in a small box. Beautiful. Stepping out of codependency. Moving away from reactivity and giving yourself grace and time to process a new life. Beautiful, Jessica. Experiencing both emotional expansion that comes with overcoming great pain and discomfort. Beautiful. Following your intuition, seeing patterns and integrating them. It's beautiful. Stepping away from toxicity. Maturity, being able to recognize the world around you, and grateful for being part of this community. Thank you for being part of this community to every single one of you. It's an honor to facilitate these spaces with you all. Reconnection with yourself, unconditional love, light, and forgiveness, self-awareness, the pain and experiences that brought unconditional love and strength out of you. That's beautiful, Faresha. I hope I'm saying your name right. Learning to love yourself and being with yourself. These are some beautiful points. And let's all take a moment and just take a deep breath all together. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath inwards and a big exhale. Let's do it again. Another deep breath in and a big exhale out. Take another deep breath in and exhale all the way out. And as you exhale out, you find a flow in your breath. Intention sending celebratory, congratulatory, excited energy to every other person here for their accomplishments and their growth. And notice as you take another breath in, receiving that energy from everyone else. We're here to celebrate each other, our growth, and every step of this journey. And now let's look into 2025, the following year, right? Many of us have come a long ways in this last year. And I want you to imagine forwards. If you take some of the same steps that you've taken in this last year, you continue the growth that you've experienced. Maybe even you accelerate it. Yeah, you come and participate in more things like this, and you speed up the process of self-awareness and expansion. What does that feel like to you? Let's put some of this in the chat. If there are 3 emotions that you can cultivate more of, that you could exist in more often, what would those 3 emotions be? Drop them in the chat. Let's see what everyone wants to manifest in their timeline for 2025. As we place these emotions, I want you to imagine that together collectively, we're weaving a thread from this moment into the future. And all connected together, it creates a very balanced and stable structure that allows us to be anchored into that energy. I see security, love, peace, happiness, joy, gratitude, freedom, genuine, authentic, liberation, love, creation, joy, unwavering courage, empowerment, peace. I love these. Unity. So as we look at things like unities, we look at things like peace. Consider each and every moment of your reality. Like this moment, you made a choice to show up to this call. Some of you have probably heard me say something like this before, but let's bring it fresh into our memory that every single moment of our life, no matter what is happening, where we are, what is going on, inside or outside, we have a choice for how we are going to feel and what we're going to do that day. And I want to share a personal story that I experienced over the past 2 weeks. So I had a really rough day. Some of you might have been aware of it. It was when I ended up with a kind of a case of maybe airport food poisoning. I don't know. It was a rough flight. There was a lot of really negative physical experiences as a result. And in the following days, one of the days, I just had a really rough day before. And the next morning, I'm waking up. And as I'm getting up, I kind of am in this energy of like, ugh, right? Another day. And there was nothing bad happening that day, right? But I'm carrying over energy from the previous day. And as I'm waking up, I'm acutely aware, kind of in the back of my mind, that there's a choice. I can kind of wake up on the wrong side of bed and be sour and pouty about my life for whatever reasons I had, or I could take a breath and choose to start the day off on a great energy. But I chose to start the day off for about 30 minutes on a kind of a shitty tone, being pretty negative with myself in my own head, just letting all the things get to me. And while this is happening, I'm aware that I'm doing this to myself. I'm aware that I'm choosing to embrace the negative experience and prolong it and kind of torment myself with it unnecessarily. But in that moment, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just be grumpy that morning, right? And there's nothing actually wrong with that. Do it too often, too much, it'll kind of mess up your life a little bit. But as I go through the day, conversations are had that morning, and I go, I can really shift myself out of this. So choosing to shift out of it, choosing to go, okay, I'm going to stop this now, about 30 minutes into my day, and I'm going to go have a great day. Like one of you in here, Todd, is always saying, make it a great day. And we have the power to choose that. Now, my day would have been much more magical had I just recognized I had that power of choice the moment I woke up. And I did. I was aware of it. But for whatever reason, I chose to just be negative for the first part of the day. I share this story with you because we have that kind of a choice. Do we drag what previously happened that's been negative or difficult? Do we drag it into our future with us? Or do we take a breath and choose how we're going to feel? And while things happen and you experience the thing that's happening, positive or negative, we can validate whatever that emotion is, whatever that experience is, positive or negative. It's a valid experience. We can entertain it. We can immerse in it, positive or negative, for as long as we want. When it's no longer necessary, when it's no longer serving you, when you're no longer getting any value out of it, that's when it's time to choose something different. In that story, about 30 minutes into the day, I'm like, I'm really not getting any value out of allowing myself to just continue in a negative mindset, right? Let me choose again and choose something different. Now, there was a time in my life where if I started off the day on a negative note, I would have carried that all day because I didn't know that once you start off on a bad note, you can actually shift gears. I didn't know how to do that. So in every single moment, from one instant to the next, you have the power to flip the switch, to tip the scales, to point your energy in the direction you want it to go. And then there's moments like today, where the entire universe or our whole planet is tipping the scales in the direction the energy is going. That's what makes today unique. Every single day, our planet tips the scales in the direction it's going. The sun goes from going up to going down. Like there's a daily cycle. Then there's a lunar cycle that happens every 30 days. Then there's all the other astrological cycles that get involved. But today we have this special point where all of nature across the entire planet is changing its direction. In the southern hemisphere, the opposite thing is happening than in the northern hemisphere. But my point is that everywhere on Earth, the direction and flow of energy is reversing. For those of us where it's wintertime, like in the northern hemisphere, we're going through that season where everything is decaying, everything is ending, winter is set on, all the trees lose their leaves, all of that good stuff. And today's the day where everything starts to move in the other direction. Days start getting longer again. Sun comes out more, temperature goes up, all of that stuff. So we can harness the core energy of nature is the point and purpose in doing something like what we're doing today, is to harness that core energy of nature and align with it, take a breath with it, and say, I am grateful for what has been, and I step into what is coming, and doing it with complete neutrality. So the next part of an exercise I want to take you guys into before we get into the meditative portion of tonight is looking back at this last year and looking at everything that didn't go your way, looking at everything that maybe wasn't the growth you wanted to see, looking at the things that are of disappointment. What comes to mind there? And if you'd like, share it in the chat. Let's celebrate that together as well. Bringing neutrality to the energies that normally we dismiss and we say, oh, that wasn't so good. Let's try to forget about it. But let's bring it forward and let's love that too. With our wins and our accomplishments, our growth and expansion. One thing about expansion is it creates more room for you to hold the energy of both positive and negative. So as you reflect on those things that maybe were not ideal this last year, challenges that maybe were unexpected, that maybe you did not enjoy facing, bringing an embrace to those things, bringing it into this present energy. And then we're going to make some choices about where we want to go from here. As we pull it all together, we're unifying the positive and the negative because both emotions are valid. And we spend as much time with either one as we want to. One of the things that happens when it comes to manifestation is you all are familiar with the simple idea of where your energy goes, that's what grows in your life. Your energy is determined by your awareness. We sometimes call it paying attention, and it's literally like paying for something. When we bring something into our reality or our emotional experience, positive or negative, we give it our attention. So how we give it our attention is important. Do we give it our attention with love and gratitude for the full experience that life is? Or do we give it our attention with resistance, trying to push it out of our life, or if it's a negative thing, or pull it into our life if it's a positive thing? Many of you may have heard me say in some of our past group calls, don't push, don't pull, don't pull. Don't push, don't pull. This is something that the Buddhist teachings will guide you in. When we try to push something away in our life, it will seek to come back. If you think of a pendulum and you're holding it and it's dangling in front of you, if you push it away from you, it'll swing back towards you. That's what we often do with negative things. And then we wonder why they come back. If it's something positive and you pull it towards yourself, it will seek to swing away. This is why we often manifest things temporarily and then they swing away. So, in considering the principle of don't push, don't pull, what we're doing here is evaluating everything that has been, everything that is or was, seeing it as equal, as neither positive nor negative, bringing it into balance and allowing it to be here now. Then we're going to harness all of that energy and take it into this meditation and point it from a place of neutrality into what we choose. I was having a discussion with Aela the other day. I think this was the day that I woke up on the wrong side of bed, actually, about manifestation and where we're putting our energy. And in this reflection of where I was putting my energy that day, looking into how we focus our energy on things. And I want to share this with you. So I think it'll be helpful as you walk into a new year, you're setting goals for yourself, and you're mapping out where you want your energy to go. You've probably heard things about the law of attraction. You've probably heard things about, like I said, where your energy goes, that's what grows. So let's look at the way in which we focus our energy on things, positive or negative. Let's start off with imagining a positive experience. A positive event occurs in your life. Generally, for most people, when a positive event occurs, you're going to give it some of your energy for a few minutes while that experience happens. After that experience happens, you might give it a little bit of your energy, thinking about it, some gratitude, maybe excitement, whatever comes with that positive experience. And then it kind of goes into the past and we move on. So if you were to draw this on a chart, it might be this short peak of energy that goes up. You had a peak emotional experience. It was exciting. It was a positive, and then it goes back to your normal state. Likewise, with a negative experience happens. You're going to give it some of your energy. You're going to feel that experience, maybe resist it, whatever it is. You're going to give it your attention. It's going to create a peak emotional experience. Might be what you would consider a negative one, but same way, if we were to draw it on a graph, it would go up, there would be a peak, and it would go back down to balance. But for many of us, going back to balance on the negative emotional experience might take hours, days, or even weeks. We might be butthurt about it for a while. We'll carry it with us. In other words, we take that peak emotional experience and we maintain a high state of emotional charge in relationship to that experience over a long duration of time. But we don't do the same thing with positive experiences. We'll have a great positive experience, we enjoy it, and then it's gone. We don't carry the emotional charge towards the positive experience for nearly as long as we carry the negative charge towards a negative experience. If this is making sense, put a 1 in the chat. So what I encourage you to do as you go into the next year is bring the amount of time you remain emotionally charged about something you don't want, a negative experience, something that is not desired, bringing that shorter and shorter by flipping it into what you do, allowing yourself to feel the valid feelings that come with whatever negative experience you've had, because they're valid, might be frustration, anger, being upset, whatever it is, feel those emotions. But engage in practices like breath work or meditation or grounding to help you bring that to neutrality, to a place of balance sooner than later. Now that's helpful, but it's incomplete. On the other side of the equation, when you have a positive experience, when there's a positive event, inflate your level of excitement and energy around that, the charge of emotion around the positive thing you do want, and prolong it for as long as possible. We're going to reverse the mechanism here so that we're going to give the positive experiences more attention, more awareness for a longer period of time. Gratitude practices are helpful for that. And then you're going to reduce the amount of time you give the negative experiences. Because the reason to do this is because the universe does not know whether you're having a good or bad experience. Keep in mind, the universe and source does not exist in polarity. It exists in the center. It does not exist in the experience of good versus bad. So if you're having a bad experience, but you're having a high emotional charge, the universe just says, oh my gosh, you're having a high emotional charge. The universe's job is to give you an emotional experience. So positive or negative, if you're responding with an emotional charge, the universe is going to give you more of that. And it thinks, if it had the capacity to think, it's more like a state of all knowing, but it's just feeding you more of the thing you're indicating you're interested in based on your emotional charge. It cannot distinguish that your emotion is, oh my gosh, no, I don't want this. Take it away. So it gives you more. Same thing with the positive. If you're bringing a lot of positive charge to an experience, the universe goes, yay, there's an emotional charge here. Let's give them more of that. But for whatever reason, human beings, as fickle creatures as we are, we like to carry the things we don't want with us much longer than we carry the things that we do. So this is my challenge to you going into this year, is to shift these flows of energy without pushing anything away and without trying to pull anything in. But if you don't like the experience, feel what you feel about it fully, bring it to neutrality, and move forward. If you do like the experience, cultivate excitement and gratitude around it and extend that out for a couple of days. Something that might be a little tangible to help you do this would be simply making a note of a positive thing that's happened that you liked or enjoyed. Sticking it somewhere so that you see it for the next couple of days. And every time you think of it, take 3 breaths with that experience on your mind, that memory, and relish in the memory of it for a few extra minutes, whereas otherwise you wouldn't have. Just make a practice out of doing that, remembering the good things that happened earlier this week, last month, last year, relishing in them and bringing those positive experiences into the current emotional place. Amazing. I hope that's helpful and somewhat tangible as you go into the new year. Now, as we get into this meditation, I'd love to craft some choices to really map out exactly what you're going to be choosing. And as many of you are familiar with, I like to take anything that we want to create in our reality and write it down as a intentional statement, beginning with the words, I choose. You probably saw this in the workbook. Let's all put at least one thing in the chat so that we can share it with each other. It doesn't have to be long, but if there's 1, 2, or 3 things that you want to create in yourself or in your reality in 2025, what do you choose to create? Let's all take a deep breath together and write it into the chat. Start with the words, I choose. And write it out. To fully embody myself. That's beautiful, Jakes. To recall joy and love more often. Very simple and very powerful. To create a self that shows up 100% for myself. Love it, Alex. Choosing teaching people the knowledge you have. Beautiful, Amber. Choosing to live with and enjoy amazing and abundant health and vitality in my body, mind, and spirit. Beautiful, Julia. Choosing to receive financial abundance, doing what you love. Beautiful. Choosing to allow more love in. Choosing to create your heaven on earth. Being your authentic self. to embrace yourself, to fully step into your purpose and mission, to inspire others to find their truth, to be healthy and vital, and to give and get love from my family and those surrounding me, to live the life I truly want to live, to accept all others, freedom to walk in their own journey. Powerful. To be in joy, to be completely yourself, to be abundant in health and finances and in self and in spirit, to be a demonstration and testimony to the power we all have within us, to step into your power, having the courage to be heard and seen and be felt, to expand and grow your knowledge so you can share it with all others, to be aware of and reverse the atmosphere of mild chronic neglect that you've experienced. That's beautiful. As you write some of these choices, for example, this one, Dawn, I'm just going to highlight this. There's a couple others similar to this, but when there is something that you want to reverse or undo or take away, ask yourself, what do I want to create instead of this? So instead of the atmosphere of mild chronic neglect that you've experienced, what would you like to create in its place? And I think I saw a couple others where there was a mention of the thing that you don't want, the thing you want to shift. Ask yourself, what would I have in its place? If that atmosphere or that thing was completely neutralized, you're all the way on the other side of it, what kind of experience would you be having? And wrap that into a choice. Choosing to live a life you love and guide others to do the same. Healthy habits that bring incredible results. A raise in frequency to find your soul's purpose and live in abundance with loved ones. These are absolutely beautiful choices. If anyone else has any further ones, keep putting them in the chat. Self-appreciation, that's absolutely beautiful. On the note of the word appreciation, something interesting. When we appreciate an experience that we've had, we have gratitude for it. The word appreciate has a few meanings. One is to have gratitude, right? I appreciate you. I appreciate what's happened. I appreciate the experience that I've had or the growth that I've had. Look at the word appreciation in terms of finances, because in the world of finance, appreciation means that something has increased its value. Depreciation means it has decreased its value. So when something has appreciated, it's gone up. If your investment has appreciated, that's a good thing. When you appreciate something, you have gratitude for it, and you spend time in that appreciative energy, you are literally increasing the value of whatever the experience that you're appreciating is. So if something good happens and you appreciate it today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and you keep returning to appreciate that thing, you are magnifying and amplifying and multiplying its value again and again. You're also indicating to the universe that that was a pretty good thing, and it should send you more of those things. A much deeper connection with divinity. Love is the predominant creator in your life, with your true purpose and all the energy you need to share it with others. All of the health and vitality that you have, and you choose to create more. Financially empowered. Amazing, guys. Let's take some of these choices. I encourage you all to dive into the workbook afterwards, reflect on them a little bit more, and then you can come back to this meditation and do it again, because this will get posted in our community sometime in the next couple of weeks. You can watch for it in the Lightworkers Worldwide section. Come back and do it again, or spend more time diving into this. As we go into this meditation, we're going to work with the chakras. Most of you are probably familiar with the main 7 chakras from the root to the crown. We're also going to work with the ones above and below that, the soul star chakra. That chakra contains the original blueprint and structure of who you are. And the soul star chakra above contains the illuminated version of your soul's purpose blueprint. We're going to tune into all 9 of those chakras, move through them in a back and forth pattern, starting with the heart, going up and down until we've included all of them. We're going to expand all of those chakras. We're going to take the energy from those chakras. And one of the visualizations that you can tune in to as we do this is weaving that energy into like a rope or a thread from each of your chakras and sending it into the future, drawing in all of the energy of all the things, all the growth, all the expansion, positive or negative from the past, and weaving it all into your future timeline for 2025. And allow yourself to receive from that experience. Notice what comes up, notice what images arrives, notice what emotions are felt. Allow yourself to feel them. This is an active meditation, so allow your body to get involved. Allow yourself to move. Allow yourself to speak light language. Allow yourself to get up and dance if you want to, or sit in absolute stillness if you want to. Follow your intuition, flow the energy, weave it together, and let's craft our timelines for 2025. Everybody get your headphones on. If you don't have headphones, that's okay. If you do have headphones, now would be a great time to make sure you have them. I'm going to play a frequency in the background that Aela created, focused around shifting realities. I'll give you all just a moment to find a comfortable spot, tune in, and then we'll get started. Let's start with some deep breaths. Breathe in fully, fill your stomach and your chest, and breathe out fully. Breathe in fully again, and breathe all the way out. And on the third breath, breathe in, slow, deep breath, and imagine pulling all the energy of the last year into your heart. Hold it for a moment there and say to yourself, I have loved this year. What a beautiful year. 2024 was amazing. Thank you for all the growth and the experiences it has brought you. And exhale gently. Take another deep breath in. Bring your awareness into the center of your heart. Bring in all the awareness of everything that you choose, who you choose to be this year, who you choose to become, more of yourself. Feel what you feel and notice what you notice. And tune in to each beat of your heart. Notice your breath in and out gently. And bring to your mind a visualization of a swirling orb of energy around your heart. You might notice the color to be green. And gently expand this swirling orb of energy. And as it expands, ask your heart chakra to integrate inwards every experience from your past and future, the next year and the last year, to bring the full experience right here, right now. Notice what you notice, see what you see, feel what you feel as you expand this swirling sphere of energy outwards, gently allowing it to encompass more of your body. We're going to move it outwards gently until it surrounds your whole body, and allow the frequencies to guide and align the energy, allowing yourself to receive communication for what you need to see and feel here now. Etu koyananti saka ushone ete intuku otune hati kiase eto unte se kanta.
Meso tuesha esandele shatianeoma. Escucha sanahantante yapo encuestaisha. Etela tiana ninoe. Yethue. Yethua saisha sahathana. Siomahantua.
Etiaka antu ukona et ikintu sona hashantu atukola hek etisena hante. Expand the space of your heart. Create room, allowing all energy in, perfectly neutral, with perfect love and perfect trust, to be felt and experienced, created into your timeline now. Remember gentle, deep breaths in and out. And notice the swirling energy of your heart that surrounds your whole body like a giant sphere. Expand it out as large as is comfortable for you, maybe to surround the entire place that you are in, your city, or even our whole planet. And gently instruct your energy to align and synchronize with your choices now. Feel what you feel, see what you see, notice what you notice. And now gently bring your awareness into your throat chakra above the heart. Gently expand the energy of your throat in the same way, noticing a swirling orb of energy. You might notice the color is blue. And as you expand, allow yourself to bring in every experience throughout this past year where you have expressed yourself, where you have communicated your truth, or maybe where you have not. The positive and the negative, allowing it all to come in, gently expanding the space of your throat chakra to have plenty of room, bringing in the energy of how you choose to show up in your voice this coming year. Expand it outwards, allowing it to connect down into your heart, and continue to expand your throat chakra till it encompasses your whole body as well as a giant swirling sphere. And gently communicate to every part of yourself that you are here now to choose the life that you love, your soul's purpose, to fully embody all that you are. Etoena hanke ka ushona et ik into soahante atukwana hante ete sentokoala hante shete. Notice what you notice, feel what you feel, and see what you see.
Escuchas la tiene que te tu esayane. Ashkaet usha andu eke etele esta ushtenin. Arkala sasi shusesia tahani en sata. Ishu isanua hama nihinte yenuenani.
Ento akia kasaya shoanahante. Breathe deeply. Feel the power of your voice and choose to communicate who you are authentically in every way throughout every area of your life. Take a deep breath and synchronize the field of your throat chakra with your heart, bringing them both to encompass your whole body equally, connected to who you are. And now gently bring your awareness into the solar plexus chakra below your heart. Tuning in to visualize it as a swirling yellow sphere of your power. Gently begin to expand it outwards. Feel into the energy as it moves in your stomach, expanding it to connect with your heart above. And bring to your awareness how you choose to exist in empowerment. As you expand it further, bring to your awareness every experience of how you've used your personal power throughout the past year, or where you have not used it, positively or negatively, and how you choose to use your power in the coming year. Gently expand the space of your solar plexus larger and larger, allowing it to become full of who you've been and who you are becoming now. Breathe in deeply into your belly and breathe out. Etoeakia kasanchua she et intu ukue hanti sa tukola hanta kua et inkia kata shanate atoa.
Uskar te shitatia na hanuti ai isu hanaki into esa esa ta eshaya to esa. Enki este shtustakia pahano tukua hatati ete. Shinto esa tara esete shitakua tahanto ena. Yethu esa. Remember to breathe in and out. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're just going to stay here with the solar plexus for another moment. I want you to visualize a pyramid inside of your solar plexus. It's currently pointing downward. And allow that pyramid in your solar plexus to expand with this swirling energy. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it up into the heart, to point into the heart. Let's activate that powerful energy within you. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths in, and as we do that, allow that solar plexus to flip into its position, pointing directly to the heart. Take a deep breath in now. 1 and out. Second breath in. 1 and out. Third breath in and out. Watch it flip Feel the energy move, feel the energy shift. This is by your choice and by your choice only. Remember to breathe in and out. And let the frequencies guide this process for you. Eskutu es talahante kienuente, yetu es sandante, ikienuenta asusea shayatana.
Feel what you feel. Notice what you notice. See what you see. And now gently connect your solar plexus through your heart to your throat chakra. Bringing these three together. And I'd like you to visualize 3 strands of energy coming from behind you, representing the past, each one coming into the throat, another into the heart, and another into your solar plexus. And visualize these 3 strands of energy going into your future. And now gently choose with your energy to look back and look forward at the same time, and instruct all of your energy to untangle these threads as they go into the future and into the past. Until they flow out like straightened laser beams. And now bringing the energy you choose to exist in your coming year, bringing a remembrance of the choices you have made today. Instruct these 3 strands of energy to gently weave themselves together into a single strand from the past through you now into the future. Notice what visualizations come with this. Notice what you feel. And remain here for just a moment without our voices. Allowing your mind to move through the energy and the energy to move through you. As you notice what comes up, what you feel or what you see, bring your awareness into your third eye up above and choose to see with truth and clarity in your third eye. And in your third eye, focus into the center of your mind. Bring the power from your solar plexus up through your heart, your throat, and into the center of your mind, creating illumination and clarity. And now focus this energy out of your third eye, forward into the future, like a laser beam or a flashlight beam that provides you with a clear, perfect vision. And also focus it out the back into the past, creating illumination of everything you've experienced. Allow this visualization to be an act and a symbol of turning on the lights for growth and expansion and learning to know yourself, who you've been and who you are becoming. Breathe in and breathe out. And gently expand the space of your third eye chakra as a swirling orb of clarity, expanding it out around your head, connecting it with your throat chakra. With each breath, expanding it further. Bringing clarity into how you communicate and speak your truth in your throat chakra. Bringing clarity to the connections you make with your heart. Bringing clarity to how you embody your power in the solar plexus. And bringing clarity to your creative energy in your sacral chakra. Notice what you notice, feel what you feel, see what you see. Etuenante akuasha ete ki entoa sakaantoa leaka tuku ushoneate.
Erdos karkatier tiempo kial turte amante kiesha noe. Inkuasa esha saye saye noe amani noe. Yakua santo ena. Akasha. Akasheya suestani iti este esku ukua pahantuesalanin tuenta.
Breathe deeply. Gently bringing to your awareness a simple choice. I choose to know myself. And now bring all your awareness to your sacral chakra. Visualize a swirling orb of energy below the navel. It might be the color orange. Gently expand this space, creating a greater container for creative expression. And gently bring to your awareness everything that you choose to create this coming year, and a remembrance of everything you have created in the past, positive or negative. Taking accountability and responsibility for everything that has been in your reality and everything that will be in your reality, recognizing all of it as an expression of your creation, positive or negative. Expand the space of your solar plexus to encompass it all, connecting it upwards into your solar plexus and beyond until your sacral chakra encompasses your whole body. Feel what you feel and notice what you notice. Etuenante ki kasoati ki ente etushona ekantu ukoeakate.
Tia tuesta ala tia kamandi shuteka tia tueta mahantu tuisha. Irikiti ese katatuela tatia panagon shkutia patuska tai. Era la tetuke ya shapatahan tete. Yasa tuenta. Yaku has asose shusiata. Uhkaish karkala tuesta mahantu enkaye. Ashkukayo.
Notice your creative energy flow. Choose to connect it through each chakra. Choose to anchor it on the very simple principle of your choice, your power to choose. You might say to yourself, a very simple choice: I choose the power to choose. And now gently bring your awareness all the way up, pulling the energy from your sacral chakra all the way up to the crown chakra just above your head, a place of knowing and a place of your divine connection, to be guided by your highest truths. Feel what you feel and see what you see, and choose to experience your crown chakra as a connection of perfect knowing. You might visualize your crown chakra as a ring of light or a crown that you could wear on your head. We will not expand the crown chakra to encompass the whole body. We will bring it to be the size of your head, a clear channel of knowing, perfectly suited for who you are in this lifetime, here and now. A representation that you are a king or queen of your reality, of your mind, of your thoughts and your emotions. Breathe in and breathe out, and choose to connect your crown chakra into perfect communication with all that you are. Etoena hanti katso at ushuan et inki ekuahante at ilhokoe tinti iki tukulokante se shet inki at tukone hanti kelhati seto.
Ashkat ayet uteshkaim pent utu kuat alat ish ayet garantia de titish guru resabarizir kalabadir karudir manizir garantia irkutulutu eshkata titi amatito esa no wea elate tuesha athase esotea noventa akanina shikatu esta esa achu es comentuena.
Breathe in, breathe out. Allow yourself to shower the energy of your crown chakras, knowing across your whole body, through your whole aura, through each of your other chakras, all the way to your root. Gently bring your awareness to your root chakra, the container for all the work that we have done, all that you have created, past, present, or future, the foundation of who you are. Begin to expand the space of your root chakra. Notice what visualization comes to you for this foundation. And expand it outwards, allowing it to be large enough to hold the visions of your future and more, and having room enough for all that you have experienced in the past, and in truth, all that you are. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you unfold this container foundational space, bring into your awareness a simple choice to be all that you are, to hold all that you are with perfect love and perfect trust. Etoenante ki katuso antu chekante kaet utien hokohante etese entukula kaktise kiete tuata.
Teya kuena yena eluena Yeshua mahanwenta yenukia mahanwe esente sedeisa si Yeshua mananione.
Breathe gently in and gently out. And as you unfold the space of your root chakra larger and larger, notice that it creates a resting place for all of your energy to be. the positive, the negative, the good, the bad, the past, the future, the now, the neutral. Allow all of your energy to settle into a perfect space, a foundation for everything you have chosen now and into the future. And now gently take a deep breath in and out. Fill your body, maybe stretch your shoulders. And let's imagine the root chakra as a beam of light, a line of light coming from the past through you and into the future, from the future through you and into the past. Bring the same visualization into the sacral chakra, into your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. And remember how we wove together the heart, the solar plexus, and the throat. Integrate the crown, the third eye, the sacral, and the root, weaving them in around the heart, the throat, and the solar plexus, weaving these strands of energy into your future and the past, unraveling any kinks in your energy flow. Feel what you feel and notice what you notice. And with each breath, send a pulse of energy into the past with gratitude for all that has been, and into the future with excitement for all that will be. Into the past with gratitude and appreciation for all that has been, and into the future with excitement and choice for all that will be. Feel what you feel and see what you see. Notice what you notice. Spend a moment here without our voices, tuning in to the flow of your energy. Remember the breath as a gentle, guiding force of life to illuminate your timeline into the future and to reflect all that has been in the past. And as you gently flow your energy together, weaving it into exactly what you choose for it to be, gently bring your awareness to the Earth Star chakra below your root, into a place of stillness, a still knowing truth of who and what you are. As you bring your awareness into this place below your body, connected with the earth, bring gratitude for the earth that creates a container and a space in which we live. And choose to know the truth of what and who you are. Gently bring the energy of your Earth Star chakra and notice that it flows eternally into the past and eternally into the future as an anchoring connection to what you are in any moment that you choose to connect, feel, and know, and remember what you are. Bring its energy with intention and wrap it up and around each of your other chakras, up through the body and around your timeline of the future and around your timeline of the past, with eternal gratitude and support for everything that has been and everything that will be. And as you gently breathe in and breathe out, connect up to your soul star chakra above. The illuminated blueprint of who and what you are. And allow yourself to connect to your soul's eternal expression of light, gently wrapping each chakra with the pure illuminated knowing of exactly where you've been and where you're going. The knowing that extends beyond this life and the human container of what we are here today. The knowing that contains the purpose and the meaning of it all. And allow yourself to be held from above and below, just like we exist here now in the middle, held by the earth and the stars. Connect gently to the stars above you with gratitude for the guiding force of our higher consciousness. And spend some time here without our voices, feeling into this energy of all that you are, allowing your energy to flow from each chakra, fueling your timeline into a new year, a timeline of growth and expansion to embody and be all that you are. Gently breathe in, breathe out. Feel into your body. Gently move your shoulders, rock your head side to side. Bring your awareness to the here and now, the moment of eternal choice that you exist in. And choose to gently open your eyes and come back to this call with gratitude for having given yourself the time to be here now. Welcome back, everyone.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to see everyone here. How
Thank,
does everyone feel?
thank you so much for staying with us and diving into the journey of timelines. Toss in the chat any questions or thoughts that you have that you want to share.
Phenomenal, refreshing,
Amazing.
amazing. It's really nice to see everyone. Sorry I wasn't here for the first part. I just had to take care of a few things, but I'm here and I hope you had a wonderful experience in your meditation.
It's really beautiful to take some time, especially at this point in the year, to reflect back and reflect forward. I'd love to hear more from you guys on our community calls. We'll be resuming the community calls in January on Fridays. I'd love to hear from you guys then, dive into some discussions about what comes forward over the next week or two from this point. What I find is oftentimes going into a meditation like this, it's powerful, it's refreshing, we see a lot, we feel a lot, and we might experience it physically or in our third eye with visions or downloads. But some of the greatest impacts of spaces like this is to take the energy into reflection and carry it with you. So earlier when I talked about taking something that you experienced that's positive and reflecting back to it as an anchor point and appreciating it with more value and greater attention and awareness over time. Let this be one of those moments where you're grateful for showing up here, giving yourself this time. And one huge thing, somebody put this in their choices earlier, to show up for themselves fully, more consistently or more fully all the time. And this probably comes out of my mouth at least 3 or 4 times a day because I work with so many people. And the number one thing that you can create for yourself is to show up for you. Stop showing up for everything and everyone else. Show up for you. Sometimes that equals showing up for other people too. And there's nothing wrong with showing up for other people, but prioritize you. Give from an overflowing cup. And take time to do things like this for yourself or for people that you want to be connected with. And diving into that, giving to yourself in an experience like this is incredibly powerful. And in all the ways you show up for yourself, celebrate it and remember that you did it, because it's easy to show up for ourselves and then move on and forget about it. And then we don't think about the fact that, yeah, you showed up for yourself yesterday and last week. So celebrate those moments that you show up for yourself long term, not just short term, long term. And I love to write things down. I'm a terrible journaler, but my journal and notebooks will look like some chicken scratch about something here or there. And something that I love, honestly, about our 21st century technology is like your phone will like give you photo reels of stuff that happened a year ago. It'll be like, do you remember this day from a year ago? Anyways, I absolutely love that because it's one of those reminders of, oh my gosh, I was there at that place a year ago with those people doing that thing. How cool. What a thing to be grateful for. So tune into gratitude and allow it to come to you in any way possible, to be reminded of the beautiful experiences you cultivate for yourself. But over the next 2 weeks, return back to this experience today. Just remember back to it with a moment of gratitude. Take the energy you felt here and infuse it into every moment over the next 2 weeks. And then turn up to one of the community calls, one of the groups in the start of the new year or the calendarized new year. And we'd love to dive into discussions and unpack it further or hear about how it is impacting your life. Because for me, these meditations are beautiful. When I do them for myself, or even when I guide them in a group like this, it's powerful for myself. I have an experience as well. But the biggest powerful impact that comes from it doesn't happen now. It happens in a week from now, when all at once I'm able to apply the energy I felt today to a situation and act differently to choose differently, to respond differently. And that is where it becomes real. So as we wrap up, I want to share one more thing. Somebody once was having a discussion with me on the subject of what is real. And is all of that stuff you experience in your meditations or spiritual energetic journeys, however you get there on those experiences through breath work or just simple meditation, whatever it is, astral projection, all these different things. Is it really real? Or is it just something you're making up in your mind? And that question can be really difficult to answer, right? Because how do you prove anything? So my friend broke down a very simple set of thoughts. And he said, well, if you have a experience in your mind or in your energy or in your spirit, wherever you went and had the experience, right? Does it have an impact on how you see yourself? Does it have an impact on how you see others or the world around you? You can have this profound meditative experience, and some people would say, yeah, it's just made up in your mind. Good for you, bro. But does it change how you respond to other people? Does it change how you make your decisions? See, that's where it becomes real. In your reaction to other people, that alters the course of history for you and them, maybe on a small level, maybe on a big level. When it changes the course of how you make a decision, did you make it more intuitively or more analytically? Did you just go with the flow in the moment, or were you able to be impulsive and what's the word for it, spontaneous? Or how did you interact in each one of those moments? And if that's altered by something that we did here tonight or today or in a meditation or something you experienced somewhere, then it's absolutely real, because it changed who you are and it changed how you act and be. And that leaves its imprint on the world in a very real way forever. So don't ever let anyone tell you that these things aren't real, because they are. What we tell ourselves inside of our mind, whether we do it through meditation or through the general narrative of how we think throughout the day, positively or negatively, is very, very real, because it influences and changes who we are, how we interact with others. And that makes it real for us, and it makes it real for them. So if everything you experienced today is just something that you made up in your mind along with a guided visualization of the chakras, that's fine. That's okay. But did it allow you to experience an emotional state or an understanding or a shift in how and who you show up to be in the future? That's where it all becomes real.
Yeah.
So carry it forward.
And something I would like to share with you guys. So this energy that we will experience today in this meditation, it was very loving, right? It was very neutral. It almost felt very like that energy that the parent would give their child, right? It's like this everlasting hug feeling, the energy that we had in the meditation today, because it was so neutral. Now, remember that energy, remember that vibration that you experienced today. And going forward from here, and when we speak to you guys again, when we see you on the community call, I'd love to hear how you experience this. This is a great technique to take forward. So take this energy from today. And if you find yourself in the next day, 2 couple of weeks, experiencing, say, a thought that is not necessarily desired, so what we call negative thoughts, if you experience any of those thoughts, give that thought the energy of today's meditation, because that's all it's actually after. It wants to feel safe. It wants to feel supported. And something I like to do is when I get those negative thoughts, I like to say in my mind, I got you, got you. So I catch the thought,
But
and
with
then
love, to
with
hold
love,
it, with
yeah,
safety.
catch it, and then give it all the love and support that it needs. Just love it. We once said for I can't remember when this was, but it's like kind of love the shit out of it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
And
Show it the truth. Show it the love.
that part of yourself is just saying a negative thing because it doesn't know how to say anything else. It's getting your attention to be loved, to be seen, to feel safe. So create that safe space within yourself and then let it pour out into the world.
Create that loving parental love and support for that thought. Like it's a, like it's a child that's just crying. Give it a hug, hold it, love it. That's how we integrate it. That's how we bring it home. And that's how we show it how safe it can be in the chosen reality.
Yes, Julia, feeling safe. I think one of the things in my journey was there was a time when I did not feel safe in my own skin, my own body, or in my own reality in any way. Um, and the journey of what we might call healing. You guys know I don't really like that word because it implies there's something broken, but that journey of remembrance and self discovery can really only happen if you are safe with yourself. You can never truly be safe with anyone else or in your life in general if you're not safe with yourself. So cultivate those energies, cultivate the chosen reality, allow life to be different in ways just because it can be different, not because you need a explanation as to why or how. That's another powerful thing that we can create with these meditations is a shift in our emotion, our thoughts, and our energy by spending an hour intentionally doing that, feeling what comes up and choosing our way forward. But then as a result of that, allowing the very fabric of the universe to bring those choices back to you with no explanation as to how it happens, particularly for more concrete manifestations, more tangible things, allowing things to show up, people to be different, situations to unfold completely in unexpected, positive ways. Let it all unroll for yourselves. And as always, we'll see you guys on the flip side. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think
Amazing. So
love you
celebrate,
guys.
celebrate, celebrate. Step into the new year. Cheer yourself on. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Come to the community call. Let us know how it's going.
Merry Solstice, guys.
Bye bye.
Love you so much. Bye.